Yeah, no worries. Can you still make the turn to Lima?
I don't know where bloody Lima is. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're on the ground at a very interesting small airport called La Palma, GCLA. Now La Palma itself is a very, very small island. I've flown there in real life when I went there on holiday a couple of years ago, and it's a lovely, lovely little airport. What is lovely, but also not little, is the aircraft we're in today, which is this thing, the Airbus A321, the Phoenix A321 in particular, and we are flying for TAP Air Portugal. Now, we're going to be Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta today, and we're going to be flying from this awesome-looking, lovely mountain island, and this airport that is right next to the sea. And I'm very excited to get this one underway. This is not a charter flight. It's the first flight in a while that I've done on my channel that isn't a charter. Sub, obviously, flying in Manchester in the crazy winds that we had for Storm. But today we're going to be flying up to Lisbon. It's an airport that I controlled on Tower Simulator 3 quite a while ago. I think it was about October last year. And it is my most highly viewed video on the channel by about 100,000 views. It's crazy. I don't know why that video exploded, but either way, I'm excited to get there today. And, of course, it's my first time flying into there. I've wanted to fly into there for a while. Nobody has really chartered it, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to take things into my own hands, fly the A321 again, and get there. So, as per, we're using my VATSIM scratchpad that I use, and also the checklist that I got from FlightSim.to. It's very easy to find that, so just go on flightsim.to yourself and find that, but there is a link for that one in the description. We're going to be connecting to VATSIM any moment now, so we're just going to make sure that we do that. We are going to be TAP 1 Charlie Delta, and we're in an A321, the long boy. Great to be back in this thing. We'll have a quick look round and see if there's anybody else on the ground here at La Palma, but by the look of it, I think everybody else is going to, is it GCLS near us? You can see there's a bunch of aircraft going down this way, but I don't think they're going to where we are. They're going to Tenerife. So we're going to be the only aircraft here. It says I've landed twice, which is weird. That's obviously when the aircraft is touched down, when it's loaded into the sim. We're going to go back onto our map and make sure that we've got this in today. Okay, we need to do this down here. Boom, there it is. TAP 1 Charlie Delta, up there to Lisbon. No ATC on that we can see, so we're just going to be squawking 2000, and obviously we're just going to be doing things on Unicom. Let's just make sure we are on Unicom, 122.8. Let's just set that up as well, ready for later, and we will go straight on to getting everything sorted. So, we'll get passengers and everyone boarding onto the aircraft first, shall we? For some reason as well, my GSX has gone massive since the last update. I don't know why. So we'll get everyone on the plane. Do we need to open doors or anything? No, seems like it's done. That's fine. So we're going to go up to the top and we're going to crack on with this. We've got the external power on, we've got the battery switches on there, all good. So the APU master switch comes on next, and then we have the APU start switch a few seconds later, followed by APU bleed. Then we have crew oxygen supply, nav, put the strobe onto auto, no smoking signs come on, and we arm the emergency exits. Let's attach the pushback tug straight away, shall we? Nav and logo light on as well, actually, I forgot about that one. We'll pop that on. We need to do our fire tests up here. Should really have done them before we obviously put the APU on, but is what it is. Smashing, happy with that. And then we have the fuel pumps. We'll put the outer fuel pumps on. We'll just pop this back down here. He's ready for pushback already. That is great news, sunshine. We then need to set up the what is he doing? Sliding along. We then need to sort out the MCDU. So we need to go ATSU. Oh, actually, no, on this one we don't, do we? We just go straight to init, do an init request. I'm too used to flying the fly-by-wire. So we need to put in TAP, T-A-P, 1 Charlie Delta today, which is our flight number. Let me just check our cost index over here. Cost index is nice and high today, 46. That's good. That's really, really good. We're going to be, like I say, flying at flight level 360 today. Let's go to init B. We'll put the zero fuel weight and the block fuel in shortly. Block is 9004, so I'm going to go 9.1. Oh, dearie me. Bear with. 9.1. Okay, and then we'll go to our flight plan. GCLA today on the charts, as you will see here. Let's get to that awful arrival in just a minute. We are going south, so we're going runway 18, so we need to taxi out of here. Let me just pop that on. We need to taxi out of here and then backtrack for runway 18 and then head back out this way. So we are on the SAMA 6 uniform today from runway 18. SAMA 6 uniform. And then for Lisbon, it's horrific arrival, but it's very busy around Lisbon. So look, you've got to come in. I don't know what we're going to do here. We'll figure that out. But there's a hold at Love Up, so I wonder whether we go direct to Love Up and don't put Ligra in. And then we'll go, obviously, Gansu up here and then into this. It reminds me of the approach into Dublin. So in Dublin, there's like this long sort of D shape, and then you come in, then into Arnott. You don't need to do a hold. Go to Upcat and then Topfee and then in. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how easy that is when we get to it. But we're going to take out Ligra from the flight plan today, so we don't need to worry about that. We're on ILS 20. We're on the Love Up to Bravo. Transition, it did have a transition, didn't it? Upcat. Oh no, approach Vias. Upcat. So we'll put that in and we'll take out, there's literally one called Brick. Yeah, let's take out Ligra. So we'll clear Ligra, clear the discontinuity, and it'll go straight from Bexal to Love Up. So we'll see how that looks on our screen here. Let's pop this to plan. Keep an eye on that screen there. Oh, there you go. Look, you can see that it does it already. So we go Love Up to Gansu. Yeah, Bexal, Love Up, Gansu. Okay, cool. I'm very happy with that. Then we actually need to go and do our performance calculation. So we need to do the mass and balance. We need to load the aircraft in here. We'll do it fast. It's actually changing as we speak, so we'll resend it to the MCDU in just a sec, and that's when we'll get our perf in here and get V1. We can actually do the calculations on the iPad and then send it to the MCDU. We need to go to init B though. It says block is 3, which it is very much not. It is 9.1, thank you. There we go, now it's sorted that out. While we've got a sec, we'll look at the initial altitude as well on the departure. We're going south out of here. Max is 210 knots, and that's it. There's no altitude, is there? Initial altitude clearance, maintain flight level 090 and await further clearance. Oh, whoa. Hello, frame rate. How are you today? 9,000 feet. Banging. We're going to put constraints on there, constraints on there. What's the QNH today? We need to check that, don't we? The METAR at the moment. QNH is 1017 right now. Is it going to sync up? No, it's not. Can we set that to be something on here? Controls. EFIS Barrow linked. There it is. So then if we... Yep, cool. Let's just pull that to standard. Square that up so it's right. We do this for Drew. Let's just move over to the left. I don't know if you've seen the video of him explaining this, but you see where it says pull standard there. You pull it to standard, level it out, and then put it back in, just to make sure that the text is the right way up. He said someone did that about 20 years ago and he's not been able to undo that since. Oh my god, that scared the life out of me. It's someone for GCLP, so that's nothing to do with us. We're a long way behind schedule because I planned this flight earlier this morning and I've had a few things get away from me this morning and having to do business things and stuff, and it's all been very boring. So, central tanks should be sorted in just a moment now that the aircraft is fueled. No, it's not yet. You can see that's going up and the passengers are still being boarded. Yes, I too have noticed that the reversers are out and are wondering why. Let me just check this while we're here. So that is full reverse if I pull it all the way back. I think on the fly-by-wire I've got it so if I the throttle's all the way back, it just doesn't pick up that last sort of millimetre of movement, so I have to have it sort of there to get reverse out of it. Let's just check the reversers are back in. Yes, thank you. I just want to reiterate how long this aircraft is. It is almost 757 length, the A321, and I really like it in this, guys. I don't like it with the sharklets on the side of it. I do like the look of the A321neo, but I prefer a CFM sort of CO A321 like this. It's just such a great looking bit of kit, and it's really grown on me in time. Anyway, before we get too carried away with looking at the aircraft, we need to jump back in, get back onto our procedures list, and carry on. So we've got everything set up as far as I know, but we just need to now make sure we've got the mass and balance. Yep, we'll send that to the MCDU. Let's just see if there's anything in it B. Has that gone back to 3? No, that's still on block on 9. That's good. And then perf. We need to come back to this. Go to the departure perf. GCLA 18. Yep. Force toga, no. Anti-ice packs will be off. Sync the load sheet now that that's all done. Sync the live weather. calculate that and send it to the MCDU, which will then put it in here. We've got it. Banging, beautiful, smashing. So before we then push back, we need to get rid of the jetway. We can just click prepare for pushback and departure, to be honest, and I think we'll all be golden. So let's do that. The jetway will, yep, prepare. We'll disconnect the ground power, put those central pumps on. We'll pop the beacon light on. Now put the seatbelt signs on that everybody's in. No, we're just going to let that menu do what it does. It does tell us sometimes about this. We're going to be going nose left, tail right, because we're going to be facing north and then taxiing up to holding point Charlie before runway 8. We'll just let everybody on Unicom know. La Palma traffic, Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta, preparing to push back from stand 9er La Palma traffic. And that's all it takes. I don't know why I pick up my pen every time I speak. I think everything's clear outside the aircraft as well. So let's now go back up to GSX and then choose which way we're going. Oh, continue pushback. And then it'll say, alright, nose left, tail right. Parking brake is off. He is now commencing push. Start at will. Let's do that then. So, let's now make sure that we've got the engine mode into start. And we're going to go for auto for that. What are you moaning at? Engine 1 reverse unlocked. Qua? Oh yeah, so it is. Okay, let me just take it into reverse and then back out of it. It's still in reverse. Why are you staying in reverse, you pig? Let's just put that back to ignition again. Oh no. Yeah, for some reason engine 1 is staying in reverse here. That's mighty, mighty strange, isn't it? Why are you doing that, pig? Let me just show you the config. Controls config. Yeah. It's in the detent. Calibrate. Max reverse. Yeah, it's in the detent. Next step. Idle reverse. Let's just put it to there just to play it safe. Go back to flight plan, go back to perf actually, if anything. Oh, we're going to be flaps 2 for today. Just realised. Let's pop that back into idle. And let's see the outside engine. It's still sat in reverse. That's really weird. Is there anything up here that I've clicked or anything? I wonder if there's just a hydraulics thing. I wonder if it's a hydraulics thing. Let's try starting it anyway. We'll put it into ignition start and then try starting engine number 1.
Please pay attention to illuminated signs and including the following safety procedures.
Okay, as you can see, it's now gone back out of reverse, so parking brakes are on. Sorry, I didn't put those on a minute ago. My bad. And then engine start is all good. I think it was a hydraulics thing. I don't know. I don't know why that caused that, but yeah, starting the engine took it back out of reverse, so I'm happy with that. That is all good. Okay, now that we've got everything as we wanted, we can now let's just do a quick flight controls check. I know we should probably do this a little bit later, but yeah, we've got all that ready to go. Let's start engine number 2, shall we? Right then, we can now put the engine mode back into normal after that. Before taxi, we need flaps set, flaps 2. We then need to arm the speed brakes, which can be done down here. Then it's APU bleed and APU master switch comes off. Probably used quite a bit of fuel actually, having them on for so long. Okay, nose light's going to go to taxi just to be sure. We've pretty much set everything else. Runway turn-offs are going to go on in a sec because we're going to be onto the runway very, very shortly. Nose light and then brake test. So cracking, happy with all of that. Right then, let's let them know. La Palma traffic, Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta taxiing runway 18 via Romeo 3, Romeo 2 Charlie, La Palma traffic. So, normally this is the point where I thank people for chartering again when we get rolling, but this isn't a charter today, as I'm sure you've all noticed. Well, I've told you, haven't I? And now we have a lovely taxi at La Palma. Nice and slow today. Just having a look on Volanta on my right hand side. There is nobody anywhere near us anytime soon on the map, so we're just going to taxi straight on. La Palma traffic, Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta, entering runway 18 to backtrack for departure. Put the landing lights on. Now that we're on the runway, auto brake should go to max. Oh, come on. Boop. Cabin will be checked. And then the takeoff config test will be tested in just a moment. Let's get the speed up a little bit down here, shall we? So weird backtracking a runway. It's not something I've done many times actually on Flight Sim, to be honest with you. Gorgeous scenery though, isn't it? This fantastic mountain island. Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thanks very much. Let's do that takeoff config test down here. Takeoff config is normal. We're in flaps 2. So it should take off very sharpish. Predicted wind shear is off, but that's something that we can whack on now as we taxi down here. We need to go TARA as well. We are squawking 2000. We are also way off the centre line. Now, am I going to be backtracking to the right or to the left? I'm pretty sure. Well, we know that we're backtracking, sorry. I think we turn around to the right at this end of the runway. We're doing 33 knots at the moment, so we need to slow it down. It's hard to do it on a button, so it may look a little bit jolty back and forth. I do apologise. This scenery, by the way, is a free sort of improvement to the standard GLCA that is on Flight Sim TO, and I kind of prefer using those than full fidelity scenery that's going to kill my graphics card, you know. I really quite like these free improvements that people have done. I think they look very good. Is the aircraft going to come to a stop by doing this? No, look at the turning ability on that. What a good pig. La Palma traffic, Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta, departing runway 18. Let's go. Up to 50%. While it stabilises and it starts to push us a little bit, that's when we'll get onto the centre line. Build up the speed. Line up that screw with the centre line. Once we're happy, we can gun it. Great noises. Manflex 54 SRS. Auto thrust is blue. Knots. Close to V1 already. V1, rotate. Don't tail strike the thing. Positive rate of climb, gears coming up. Straight out of La Palma. It's mad seeing mountains like that to your left. So the right, 50% chance of getting it right. There's Tenerife, I believe, over there. And straight to the left here on departure. Leaning, leaning, leaning. Let's follow this. Let's not even look out the window. It's maximum 210 knots. The aircraft knows that. You can see that by the restriction there. Lever into climb. We're cleared to 9,000 feet straight off the bat as well. So we're just going to be climbing, climbing, climbing until we get to that. 6,000 feet is transition altitude. Whoa, moving about a bit there. Well, we just met that line there. Now we're going to be going further around to the right as we've overshot the initial left turn. God, we're really having to bank it and now lob it back the other way, flipping it. This is a rough departure. It's a good thing this wasn't chartered. They want their money back. Oh, lordy. Okay, and then we continue on the smooth climb. Autopilot is going in. No, not autopilot 2, autopilot 1. That's going to hold us on the straight and narrow. Very soon we'll be able to bring the flaps up a notch. But yeah, that was a bit rough, wasn't it? Flipping heck. Let's get them runway turn-offs off. Why are you being so picky today, plane? Never put the nose light to take off. Strobe goes to on as well. We're above speed now for flap 1. We're nearly at S speed as well. Let's just disarm those. Auto brakes have automatically disarmed. That's absolutely sound. We'll be able to go flaps clean soon, even though there is a little orange mark there. We're actually going to sit at 210 knots, so what I'm going to do is keep flap 1 in for a little bit. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet, so that's when we're going to change out of standard pressure. But after takeoff, landing gear, yep, flaps, packs. I never do packs, do I? Speed brakes disarm, nose light off, runway turn-offs off, yep. Landing lights, seatbelt signs are then at my discretion, but seatbelt signs are going to be off when the landing lights go off, so we'll do all of that when we get to 10,000 feet. I'll give you a beauty shot for a second, and then we'll be back to clean up and go into standard pressure. Okay, we're past 6,000 now, so we pull to go into standard. If it lets me. Why are you being picky all of a sudden, Plen? Wow. Once we get past Araco as well, we will then continue climbing to 9,000 feet, but at faster than 210 knots. Nobody around us on VATSIM though. They're all going to Tenerife, actually. Actually, it's not even that island, it's that one. Tenerife's the big one. Maybe I need to just make sure I click that again. God, it won't let me click stuff from distance. I don't know what changed. I don't know what changed recently, but I cannot click stuff from distance. See that? It lets me spin it, but not click it in, unless I'm like, it's weird. It's like you have to be right on the base of the switch or something, or slightly to the left of them to make it work. Aircraft's leveling out a little bit though. We'll stay at 9,000 feet for a bit, and then once we get out of the departure, then obviously we'll climb to 36,000 feet, flight level 360. So I'll give you some onboard beauty shots, and then we'll crack on. Quite lovely really, isn't it? So now we're going to go up to 36,000 feet. I'm not going to wait all the while for that entire departure, I don't think. Let's just check where we're on it. To be fair, yeah, we're going to go over to Tenerife and then go completely north. So, do we get clear of that? Does it say? At TFN? 6 uniform. Climb a runway heading to 1,000 feet, turn left. Yeah, stuff it. We'll put all the height in now. We'll put 36,000 feet in the puppy, and we'll just tell it to get on with the job at hand. So here we go. Press the button. Get it to climb.
Tenerife traffic, Griffin 09, Charlie 8 miles from the Carrefour for the ILS runway 07. We have approximately 38 miles to run.
Don't know who that was. But here we go. Over the island of Tenerife, or sort of next to it. We're going to hit this sort of tip of it here and then go further north. Just having a look. Airtime today is 2 hours. Block time 2 hours 26 minutes. Should be getting there at 15:12 Zulu, which is what? 4:15? Because we're in British summertime now, so we're an hour ahead of Zulu, which makes my life a bit more difficult. So UTC is, 1:09, and it is 2:09 where I am right now. So yeah. There's a lot of people going into Tenerife. Let me show you.
You can take off in the next minute. That should be fine.
In the next minute, let me try, otherwise I'll just wait for you. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thanks.
Someone's saying if we can take off in the next minute, but I don't know if that's for GCTS. So they are about to depart. Are they going in that way? Doesn't say, does it? Yeah, 3 minutes, so they'll be going in that way rather than circling around. Okay, so we're just turning left now, as you can see. Making the left-hand turn up over the tip of Tenerife. We're at nearly 24,000 feet, so I'm going to whack this on here, as I often do. There's no airports or anything around, so there's not really any information to look at, is there? Get this back on flight plan. Next waypoint is Brick. Obviously, I'm going to hopefully get into the 777, the PMDG 777, and the Airbus A350 for mini builds. Maybe one day have a look at the A380, but I don't want to touch that for a while yet. That's sort of progression with the content, so to speak. But for now, yeah, just enjoying the A321, and so will you with these beauty shots, I'm sure. Okay, we're about to hit cruise altitude, 34,500 feet at the moment, heading up to 36,000. It's a beautifully clear day at the moment. We're on real live weather as well, so it is, I like this up there in the sky in the real world right now. And yeah, loving this flight a lot, really loving this, and like I say, it's not a charter or anything, it's just one I've chosen to do off my own back for my own enjoyment, and it's certainly paying off at the minute. Just going to sit at cruise now when we get up there. We're going to be there for quite a while. I think if we look on here, yeah, top of descent is 540 miles, so it's a good while in the cruise. So I'm going to leave you with it for a bit, and then we'll come back for the top of descent. Welcome back into the cockpit, everybody. Won't lie to you, I've used a bit of sim rate ×2 to go through my cruise. There's been nobody in the airspace, I'll just show you on Volanta. As you can see, there's been nobody anywhere near me. That is me, Tap 1 Charlie Delta. So there's been nothing to worry about. I did check the policy on it, and basically if you're in uncontrolled airspace, use it, but just monitor your surroundings. So I've been sat here, I've been doing stuff on my phone admittedly, but I've kept an eye on everything around me, and I've been responsible with the fact that I've had the sim rate on 2 times, or obviously double speed. Because I have to leave at about 4 o'clock, so I need to make sure that I'm down and ready to go before I leave at 4. So with me running a little bit behind today, I've actually sort of overstepped into my real world plans outside of this. So we've got about, I think, is it 40, 50 odd miles to top of descent? So we need to start putting in some information for when we get there. I've had to cut out a little bit of the arrival as well. I want to show you that actually on here. If I just go to plan, it had us holding at one of the waypoints, Upcat. It had us holding there, so I've removed that. There it is, Upcat. So it had us going, let me just do this. So it had us getting to Upcat and then going around again, all of that in a hold, and it was a weird pattern over here and then over there. It was all horrible. So I've made it so that we should just descend and go straight in, really, when it comes down to it. So we're going to get into the top of descent in just a moment's time, so we need to make sure that we have all the info in for the approach phase. We have that on the perf page here. Here it is. So let's get the Q&H, shall we, from down there at Lisbon. Just make sure we definitely click that. 1009er, and it's 18 degrees. Pop those in. Beautiful. What are the winds at the moment? Winds are 200 at 9 knots. 09er. And then we need to get our minimums from the charts, so let's go for that. I already know that we're intercepting the ILS at 4,000 feet, and the minimums are 547 today, so they go up there. Barrow minimums. We're on full landing configuration. VAP is 137. We'll let everybody know that we're going to be on that, but we're still a long while away. Let me just check the progress on here. If we go on flight plan, still 250 miles, but we're going to let people know because it's quite a complex arrival. Lisbon traffic. This is Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta, hoping to arrive on the Love Up to Bravo arrival for ILS runway 20. Still about 200 miles away, but entering the approach in the not too distant future. We're going to bring this back down to 40 miles. We're going to have our top of descent soon. I may click the button just now, but considering that we are intercepting the ILS at 4,000 feet, that's not the full story. Look at this. So we're coming in from this way, Love Up. We're not doing any of these holds. We're just going to go straight in this way, PT 085, into Itvit, left, and then around. So the altitude is going to be... Oh, we need to be below flight level 250 at Love Up. Are we going to be under that in 60 miles? We'll try. We'll get down to 7. I think that's the first holding point sort of altitude that we've got. Let me just recheck that. I may as well, hadn't I? Below flight level 250. Yeah, Decky is 070. So let's click that now. Interesting. Doesn't have a descent path. How strange, it won't let me do that. Well, let's do 1,500 feet a minute then. Engines are winding back. We begin our descent. New cruise altitude 7,000. No, it is absolutely not. We can cruise there all you want, but yeah, I need 1,500 feet a minute, please. We're also dropping speed very gradually as well, which is nice. You can see it dropping a little bit here. So the aircraft is doing really well to maintain 1,500 feet a minute down and not speed up too much. It's wound the engines back loads, so that should help with the fuel as well. In terms of everything else, we're going to get the seatbelt signs on. Tell everybody to sit down. And that's pretty much it for the moment. I'm going to put constraints back on in the near future on there. Landing system as well. We'll choose the auto brakes at this point as well. I'm going to go for medium because I know it's not the longest runway in the world at Lisbon, and you have to get off quite early if you're going to head to the right part of the terminal. Oh, we also know that the QNH is 1009, so we're going to put it out of standard, put it back to 1009 and then go back in standard. There is Love Up on the ND. 37 nautical miles to Love Up. We'll get there at 2:36, so we'll get there in 5 minutes. We need to drop what? 7,000 feet? If we're doing 1,500 feet a minute down, what's that? Yeah, we should get there. Should be just below 25,000 feet at that point. I wonder if we can tell it now to do 7,000. No. Okay. Don't know why it doesn't have a descent path for that. It certainly did before because it knew where the top of descent was. Okay, well this comes into descent management now, so we need to think about what the risks are, and the risks are very much other aircraft because there'll be a lot of people flying into Lisbon. There very often is. Yeah, look, we've just gone under 27,000 feet. We've got 10 miles to drop that before Love Up, so we don't need to go into a hold or anything, which is nice. As long as we're below 25,000 feet there, we're all good. Just checking what else needs doing, really, but we've, to be honest, got everything all under control. We may not have had the managed descent, but we've got it at 1,500 feet a minute. We know roughly what the descent rates are that we need. 1,500 is quite safe because you can drop altitude quite quickly. The aircraft will match that with throttle, but it'll also be able to hold you at a necessary speed to do that. We've dropped a lot of speed in the meantime as well, which is good, and it knows that we're going down to 7,000, so when we get to near 10,000 feet where we have to be under 250 knots, the aircraft will sort that out for us. Now, interestingly, at Gansu, the limit is 250 knots, and there's a purple dot there. The aircraft knows that it needs to slow down at that stage. The true airspeed is 349 right now, so we need to drop a bit of speed, to say the least. Wonder whether we pop a bit of air brake in. to help the descent and slow the speed down. I'm putting some air brake in now. As you can see down here, we're on half at the moment. You can hear it dragging, but we're still not losing a massive amount of speed. I think the aircraft knows something that I don't know because of that purple dot, so I'm intrigued to see what it does when we get there. Oh! Do you see what I see? Tower is on at Lisbon. Somebody has just come online on tower. Fabio has just been online in the last few minutes. The aircraft was beeping at us then to tell us that the air brakes are still out. Yes, we know. About to get to that purple dot though. Is it going to override what we're doing in terms of the descent? And slow the aircraft down or what? Doesn't look like it. Well, we're at 250 on there, so I'm not sure if that's going to weigh into it too much, but the true airspeed is actually 331. Let's put the air brakes away. The engines were actually powering up then to keep us at that speed, which is intriguing. So, turning right now to Gansu. God, we'll get to 7,000 feet in like 40 miles, well before we get to the necessary point. So let's put that to 1,000 feet a minute. The aircraft's going to bring a bit of the power back in. We'll just see where that now puts the bottom of descent. Oh God, even further away. Well, no, that's what I want. I want it further away, but still not far enough. Wow, we only need to drop like 600 feet a minute to make sure that we're at the right altitude at ITV. Okay, so that's good to know though, because it's better to be down early than obviously trying to get the aircraft down last minute and be very close. So let's just see, where would tower control for Lisbon? Although I suppose actually it'll be as we get there, won't it? So when we're on the approach and so on, we'll just jump onto their frequency when we're nearby and we'll see what we've got. But I'm really grateful for the fact we're going to get some ATC here. There's the south coast of Portugal just in front of us. Some ships in the ocean, I think, or is no, that's windscreen. Windscreen muck. Okay, we're going to put constraints back on there. We've still got it on that side, haven't we? Yes, we have. And then we're going to go to 20 miles, just so we know what we've got. How far away are we from the airport? 147 miles still. It's a long old arrival into the airport with this big sort of curved D shape. It has our planned arrival as 15:18 UTC, but obviously this has sped up. Oh, I'm wondering now, because I had it on sim rate ×2, this is obviously sped up with it. So we're still, what, half an hour from landing? And real time now, it's actually 15:24. Well, if we're half an hour away, it'll be 10 to 4 UK time. Which means brilliant. I'll end the video quickly and I'll get going. Okay, when it comes to the chart then, as you can see here, we're now getting close to getting over the land and into this crazy arrival. So what it wanted us to do before was go on it and then upcat and then hold, but the hold was never that tight. It was like way round here and then into top V. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be going this way, on it, upcat and in. The airport itself is just there. I think that long straight bit there is the runway. So we've got a long old way to go around it before we get into there, but yeah, pretty sure that's where the airport is, judging on the map. This is an interesting bit of land here from Portugal. I keep seeing this on maps. This massive long strip along here. It's just crazy. But look, it's like there's the sort of where the river breaks, but yeah, there's this crazy long strip of land here. It's so cool. I'm actually going to wait for ATC to contact me, or obviously say, please contact us before we do anything. I'm just going to see if we can finally... No, can't get the aircraft to get its own descent path on the nav, which is very strange. It knows that it's going to hold altitude soon because it's got that queued up in blue, so that's fine by me. 230 knots at PT 805 as well, so we should slow down a little bit more when we get closer to that. But again, is that something that would be managed by the aircraft on its descent? We're quite fortunate at the moment, there's no other aircraft on approach on VATSIM, so there's nobody else really to worry about. I don't think they're going there. No, they've just departed actually, and they're going to Dusseldorf. That's me as well, so don't even have to worry about that. But yeah, nobody on arrival anytime soon. They're going in from Heathrow, but they've got quite a descent to begin yet. I've only got VATSIM showing as well, rather than people on Volanta. So there's quite a lot of flights going in, but nothing really close for us to worry about. Gorgeous scenery and conditions though. Quite a bit of cloud about at the moment. We're about to make our left-hand turn as well at PT 805. It says 230 knots, so we better do that. It's just winding the engines back. It's finding it very easy. We'll be transitioning back into standard pressure soon as well, or out of standard pressure. I always say that, don't I? We're just about to get to below 10,000 feet, so I'll pop the landing lights on. Great looking scenery. It's awesome, isn't it? Really does look a lot better now I've turned the detail up. Frame rate doesn't like me for it, but you know what? It's worth it. At this stage I'm just going to put landing system on just so it's ready for us. There we go, it's got ILB 109.5. Let's just make sure that's right by looking on the charts for the ILS. Yeah, 109.5. Final approach course is 205. Go around altitude is 4,000, is it? There it is, missed approach. Climb straight ahead, flight level 060, contact approach. Okay, so we need to be at flight level 070 by that waypoint there, and we're going to get to it just beforehand. We're staying at 230 knots, then doing 210. To be fair, I could probably tell the aircraft to do this myself. It knows the headings, which is good, but it doesn't know the descent. It's one for Drew, that, innit? I wonder when it gets to 7,000 if it goes, right, we're here now, and then it stops. Because I've told it to get to 7,000 at 600 feet a minute. We're within 1,000 feet of that now, so let's keep our eye on it and see what it does. I'm sorry about this shadow, by the way, but you've all seen what my shadows are like by now. Look at this. Making our left turn now. And now we're making our right turn, and the aircraft has held us at 7,000 feet. It's mighty pretty over here, I must admit. Very, very pretty. We've just got to keep our eye on the speed. So we've got to be at 210 knots now, and we are most definitely not. So I say we keep an eye on the speed while I haven't been doing. So we go down to 210 knots. We're going to go flat 1 as well, just so the aircraft's got a bit more stability about it, and it keeps that lift. Oh my god, I absolutely myself. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, because I didn't think I was going to see anybody today, I didn't file it this morning. Fuel on board below 3 tons. It is. It absolutely is. Am I going to get telling off? Is Drew going to tell me off? Who's going to tell me off? Let's check what the tower frequency is, just so we've got it ready to flick over to. 118.105. So we come down here. 118.105. Probably would have been quicker to spin the other way, but oh well. Where is it people are checking whether I have a flight plan filed or not? Because we've had this before where somebody thought that they were going to land close to me, or they were flying in vicinity of me, and they said, you haven't filed a flight plan. Like, I check Volanta for stuff, but is there somewhere else where people check that? Let me know. Ah, okay, it's on VAT glasses. I'm just having a look now on VAT glasses, and you can see each other. So Joe's been online for an hour and 40 minutes, I've been online for an hour and a quarter. And it tells you everything, and it also says you filed flight plan. Estimated time of arrival for him is 15:43. Mine says 12:48, but obviously that's when I was planning on departing this morning at about 11 o'clock. So, yeesh. Oh God, stop it! Oh, thank God for that. This is good cooperation, isn't it? I like this. He said if I'm doing the full arrival, then he will, basically. Like, you can see it. Why am I reading it out to you? We still need to be at flight level 070 and 210 knots, even for this next turn. But after that, it's going to be, oh god, is that 3,160 knots? Yeah, we intercept at 4,000, and then it's 180 knots. Let's see if we can click this to 4,000 when we get to the next one. I imagine we'll have to contact tower at some point soon as well. Let's just check if there's anything else we need to do. Auto brakes will be armed soon. They're armed. Yeah, everything good to go. We've got landing system ready. We need to click approach when we get a bit closer. I'm now going to click 4,000 feet, see if the aircraft knows what it's doing. Yes, aircraft knows what it's doing now. Altitude constraint, it's got the descent ready. Cool. So once we get past that, yeah, there we go, we're descending. Fantastic news. Fantastic. Airport should be over yonder somewhere, I think. Basically straight ahead, but no, can't see it just yet. We want to change into the local QNH, which is 1009er. 1008 is now the local QNH. Sorry, Drew. It's variable at 9 knots, so let's just go to perf. We put 000 at 9. Is the temp still 18? It's 19. Just update that now. Cool. This is great looking scenery though, isn't it? I know it's a bit pixelated and a bit blurry in places, but on the whole, if you're watching this on a small screen in particular, this will look fantastic. It still looks pretty good on a 27-inch monitor, I won't lie. So we're heading in towards Upcat now. I'm glad this arrival has gone well, because I was really worried about this because of how sort of around and all over the place it was. Joe has flown from Heathrow, and he is in an Airbus A330 for DHL. He's got call sign BCS, which is Postman. I'm going to click approach. There we go, Cat 3 single. Fantastic. I think that's somebody that's just departed. Yes, Azrael 28. Okay, it'll be time to contact tower in just a sec. So I'm going to get ready on the button. We're going to change over to tower frequency a bit early.
Approach code 329er negative. All pods 1 Sierra departure. Squawk 2024.
We're squawking 2000 at the minute, because obviously we've not had anyone speak to for a while. It's time to get ready.
Approach code 329er, read back correct.
Cross runway 20 at Alpha 6, continue to 04 via Alpha and Sierra, approach code 50.
Approach code 329er, push and start approved, facing north.
Okay, we've intercepted the ILS. Tower, good afternoon. Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta with you. Runway 20.
Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta, Lisbon Char, hello. Wind variable 9 knots, runway 20, clear to land.
Clear to land 20, thanks very much. Air Portugal 1 Charlie Delta. Okay, so we are 10 miles away. We want to tell the aircraft 180 to 6. We're still going mighty quickly here. Engines go to idle. We're going flap 2. Just basically trying to keep this approach as quick as I can so that good old Jamie behind me doesn't get caught too quickly here. Okay. Landing gear will be down soon. Seatbelt signs are on, which is all good news. Cabin's ready. Flaps will be full very soon. Speed brakes are armed. Good stuff. I'm going to tell the aircraft to just go for our VAP speed now. Really drop that speed down. We'll bring the gear down. Well, now.
Air Portugal 850 behind landing, Air Portugal A321, line up and wait, runway 20 behind.
Okay, back into the cockpit now for the landing, and flaps are full, which is why the aircraft hadn't slowed down properly. Oops. I was going to say, and autopilot's out, my aircraft. We've got a lovely headwind at the moment.
Airport code 329er, taxi via Alpha and Uniform to Uniform 5, holding point runway 20.
Dropped a little bit low below the glide slope here, but we should be okay.
Airport code 329er, taxi via Alpha and Uniform to Uniform 5, holding point runway 20.
Taxi via Alpha, Uniform.
Minima.
Continue.
5, and then
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Small tower, Postman, Foxtrot, would you 11 mile left from 20?
Floated the life out of it.
Postman 57 Foxtrot, Lisbon Tower, hello.
Full
Wind
reverse.
variable 9 knots, runway 20, continue approach.
Continue approach runway 20, Postman, Foxtrot.
Oh, we're just going to overshoot this one. Manual braking. Exiting off to the left.
Airport go 1 Charlie Delta, welcome to Lisbon, squawk mode Charlie on the ground, and taxi via, taxi stand 115 via Lima, Mike and Alpha.
Stand 115 via Lima, Mike, Alpha, 1 Charlie Delta, thank you. Wow.
Airport go 850, wind variable 9 knots, runway 20, clear for takeoff, have a good flight, bye bye.
Clear for takeoff runway 20, airport go 850, airport is in, bye.
Oh, I've well overshot there. I've gone well too fast. Right, where's 115? Okay, it's over there. Lima 1 is this way.
Airport School 190, request push and start.
Airport go 19er, Zulu, push and start approved, facing north.
Made a muck up.
Push and start, face north, Airport School 190.
Thought it was going left.
Airport go 1 Charlie Delta, squawk mode Charlie on the ground, please.
Squawk mode Charlie on the ground, 1 Charlie Delta. Sorry, I overshot the taxiway slightly and went too far left.
Yeah, no worries. Can you still make the turn to Lima?
I believe so. We'll just try it now. I'll just hold for 1 second.
Perfect, thank you.
I don't know where bloody Lima is. Okay, yes, that's Lima.
Postman 57 Foxtrot, wind
Mike,
variable
Alpha,
9 knots,
yeah,
runway
okay.
20, clear to land.
Clear for land runway 20, Postman, Boston Fox.
There's Postman, there's Joe behind us. Cheers, Joe, for that, by the way, if you ever see this. Ah! Why don't I just do this all the time? These switches, man. Swear to God. Something wrong with them recently.
Airport go 1 Charlie Delta, looks like your transponder is still off when able squawk mode Charlie, and an aircraft just connected on 115, so expect stand 114.
Stand 114, I'll check that transponder out now, thank you.
Airport go 19er, Zulu, taxi via Alpha and Uniform to Uniform 5, holding point runway 20.
So we're on Lima down here, and then we go Mike, left, and then around. So it's stand 114. We'll get GSX to sort that
Postman
out.
57 Fox, return around.
Postman 57 Foxtrot, roger, when able say the reasons for the misapproach.
Unstable at minimum, Postman 57 Fox.
Roger, for misapproach procedure, monitor Unicom 122.8 and call me back when established.
122.8, thank you, Postman 57 Fox.
Oh no, Joe.
Portugal 329er, traffic going around, line up and wait, runway 20.
There goes Joe. No, Joe, you mucked it up, son. There's an Air Portugal A321, I believe. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this flight. I've certainly enjoyed it. It's been great, but a little bit scruffy from me when I arrived. I should have just held short at the earliest convenience. I got a bit scared when he was talking to me. So we're on mic all the way up here, and then we go along the main terminal. Frame rate isn't amazing here at Lisbon. This is the MK Studios, Lisbon. There's a few textures and things doing weird stuff, but that might just be my settings, to be fair to it. An aircraft did just connect at 115, he said. So, yeah, we're at 114, which is the earlier gate.
Airport 329er, wind variable 9er knots, runway 20, clear for takeoff. Bye-bye.
So after landing, let's make sure we've got that APU on, shall we? I know that's one thing on there. Let's get that sorted.
Airport 19er, Zulu, line up and wait, runway 20.
Won't put the bleed on just yet. Which of these is it? Basically the first stand once we get turning left here. We'll turn the taxi light off. Or I'd like to. These switches do my head in. Oh, you... Let's turn her in.
Motor muito observed at Portugal 118 Mike, information on airtime 115, request clearance to Palma.
Air Portugal 118 Mike, Lisbon, Tower, hello. Information Bravo QNH 1008, break clear to Palma via Orvet 10 departure, squawk 0322.
Clear to Palma, Orvet 10 report, squawk 0322, QNH 1008, Air Portugal 118 Mike.
Air Portugal 118 Mike, read back correct.
I'm going slowly. Come on, make up for the shoddy taxiing and shoddy... I've ruined this poor bloke's afternoon on tower.
Air Portugal 19er Zulu, wind variable 9er knots, runway 20, clear for takeoff. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Nearly. Parking brake is set, everybody.
Bye-bye.
So, shutdown, we have the nose light is off, runway turn-offs are off and everything. That is all good. APU bleed will come on, and then the engine master switches will come off in just a second. Okay, I think APU is all good. The frame rate is horrific here, to be honest with you. Wow, it really is. But it's time to shut down engines, so we'll go down here, engine 2, and then engine 1. They are some good noises, aren't they, from the Phoenix Airbus A321. We're going to request deboarding now, so we should get the jetway coming over in just a moment. Yep, it's going to attach now, and then we'll get all the passengers off the aircraft, shall we? Seatbelt signs come off now that the engines are off, and then we'll turn off fuel pumps. Oh, we also need to turn beacon off as well. Always forget that. Tower 1 Charlie Delta about to log off, but just wanted to say thank you for your work and apologies for the mix-up.
No worries, fine, bye-bye.
What a nice bloke. Oh. And welcome to Portugal, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you've enjoyed this flight. I know it's not one of my charters, but there are 3 now lined up after this flight, so keep your eye out for those. These will be coming out every Sunday. And yeah, thank you for indulging in me in this one again and just having a flight of my choice. Great to have some ATC on at the end there as well, despite my little muck-up. But yeah, like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this today, and hopefully I'll see you again soon in the next episode.